What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Woke up this morning super stoked to go out and buy a tailgate and a rear bumper for the Duramax, and then I realized it's Monday, it's Labor Day. Everywhere, every single wrecking yard is closed, so that is not going to happen any longer. I did go ahead and order up some wheels and tires. I haven't ordered the lift yet for the truck, but I'm still trying to decide on the exact brand. I know the size we're going with, I just don't know on the exact brand yet, so we should probably get that ordered up hopefully by the end of the day today. When all that comes in, of course, we'll start throwing the parts on the truck. I think we are going to do the Evo 8 build, or at least work a little bit on electric blue Evo 8 before we go all out, balls to the walls on the Duramax. I do want to get this car up and running good. It does need a lot of love, a ton of love actually. And we already have a ton of parts in for that car as well. So I think as soon as we get a bumper and tailgate on the truck, just make it 100% OEM again, we can then start on the Evo 8. I have been trying to get an inspection scheduled for this truck. And every time I go on their site, as you see right now, it shows there's nothing open, nothing available. So I don't know how we're ever supposed to get this truck registered or insured without it being inspected first. Either way, let's head out. I'm gonna go buy a pressure washer for the third time. I think I found one that's gonna be really solid. It's called the Greenworks Pro. I was doing some reading online. They seem pretty good. It seemed like they had good reviews. And then I talked to Alex down at Elko Tint Shop, and that's actually what they use, and he's been loving it for the last couple months. So I'm gonna go buy one of those, and if this Greenworks Pro goes out on me like the last two ones have, I'm just gonna go nut up and buy the nicest electric pressure washer we can get, just so I don't have to worry about that any longer. But I think this one should be good. All right, so this is what we ended up with. Greenworks Pro 2300 PSI, 2.3 gallons per minute. I'm not so much worried about the specs or the numbers. I'm worried about how it performs and how long it's gonna actually last. We did pick up a good warranty on it. If it breaks, I'll just return it. And like I said, just ball out on a super nice one that we will never have to worry about again. Let's bust this thing out of the package, get her hooked up, and see how she rips. All right, initial thoughts, initial reviews of this pressure washer. It seems really solid. Definitely a lot more flow than any other pressure washer I've ran that's electric. More PSI, definitely more gallons per minute. The only complaint I have is when you hit the trigger, it does take a while for the pump to kick on. Other than that, it's solid. It feels nice and solid, feels quality. I think I'm gonna run it for a while and see if we have any issues. All right, now for the Duramax. Here's the scoop. Finally got around to washing the truck. It's all nice and clean. Bed is nice and clean. And here's what we found. I was hoping, of course, we wouldn't have this issue, but as you can see, where the fender flare sat, it definitely rubbed through the paint along this whole edge right here. a little bit up front. And now that it's clean, of course, we see all of the damage that we couldn't see before. Quite a bit of rub through paint on this edge as well. I don't know if I want to try to go down the path of trying to touch it up and PDR and make it as good as possible, or if we should just do a complete respray on the bed. I don't know. I want this truck to be really nice. I want it to be perfect, but I don't know if I want to go all out on it and make it 100% perfect. So I guess we'll see. Definitely not set up for painting right now in the shop. So it'd probably be a while before we went down that path. Either way, I do think I'm gonna have the PDR guy come out, PDR up that bed a little bit and see if we can't get a lot of those dents pulled out. And if you can, maybe I'll just touch it up, wet sand it, buff it smooth, and call it good at like 90%. But I guess we'll go from there. What I want to do today on the truck is start doing some chrome delete stuff. I have never been a fan of chrome, especially like these chrome strips right here. I want those completely gone. These badges, I think they're kind of ugly. I hope there's no holes behind them. I think we should be fine. Should be able to pop those off. And provided we have some gloss black vinyl here, I'm going to wrap the mirrors. Definitely get those trim pieces wrapped. Handles, I'm not exactly sure. I do want them black. Of course, those are going to be a bit difficult to wrap. I might give it a shot, and if I can't get them wrapped, maybe we can pull those off and paint them, or we can just buy some all black handles online somewhere. I don't really mind the chrome up there. I'll probably leave that for now. Maybe we could pick up some black ones later on, and then of course get a new grill, and we're probably going to end up wrapping that chrome piece down there as well. Let's start off with removing some pieces. So that is going to go, and those two strips are going bye-bye. So I realized I'm going to destroy my hands and my skin by trying to peel off all of this double-sided tape. So let's run in right now and try to find a eraser wheel. It's just a little wheel. I'll show you what it is when I get it. It's a little wheel that goes on the drill, and it should just pull all of that stuff right off. All right, so this here is what I picked up. 3M, it's called a stripe off wheel. I call it an eraser wheel. If you guys get this locally, it's like $60. That's what I just paid for it, but I'll link it down below. I believe off Amazon, it's like $33, $34. Much cheaper online. I'll link it down in the description box below. Let's bust it out and see if we can't get some of this double side tape off with this guy. I really like using that eraser wheel. 10 minutes later, all of the adhesive is gone. A little bit of reducer and it looks 100% perfect. So there is a before with the chrome stripe and both badges, and that is how it looks after with nothing at all. I do think maybe some matte black badges would look good in place of what we had on there. I did find some online that say 2500 HD. If I was baller enough to own a Denali, I'd probably just get some black Denali badges and put them on there or something, or maybe I'll just leave it with no badges. Not really sure. Let's go ahead and bang out the passenger side, do that same exact process on the passenger side, and then we can move on to starting to vinyl wrap stuff. We just finished up getting all of the chrome off the sides of the truck. Only thing we have left to do is the mirror caps and this chrome on the front right there. Grill, we're not gonna touch now because I think we're gonna replace that with something else in the future. I do want to clean up these headlights real quick. Here's the current situation. We do not have any of the wrapping stuff here. Coach Jared took all my wrapping supplies and the black vinyl to do some stuff on his car. So we're gonna have to wait until we can get that back from him to do those. Hopefully tonight or tomorrow morning, bright and early, we can grab those. So what I want to do right now is actually work on the headlights of the truck. These things aren't terrible. They are pretty scratched up, a little bit hazy, a little bit faded. So I want to go ahead and get them cleaned up. If you're an OG, you already know what we're going to bust out. Cerakote ceramic headlight restoration kit. This is the most amazing headlight restoration product I've ever used, and I've used quite a few. So this is what we're going to be using today. Let me show you guys how it works, and then I'll show you guys the before and after. So we have it all laid out here on the table. It is a 3-step process to make your headlights pretty much look brand new again. Step 1, oxidation remover, 4 packets per headlight. Inside these packets, there's just a little wipe. You're gonna wipe it on the headlight. It's gonna pull off a ton of oxidation. These headlights don't have a ton of oxidation. They're more or less just scratched up a lot, scuffed up a lot. So I don't think we will probably need all 4 of these. I'll probably use 2 per. Step 2 is sanding down the headlight. There is a fine grit and then an even more fine grit sandpaper in there. Step 3 is where all of the magic happens. This is the clear ceramic coating. You're gonna wipe it on the headlight and it'll make the headlight look pretty much brand new. They do include 4 gloves in the bag. So this here is every single thing that you need to get your headlights done. 1 kit will cover 2 headlights. This is something I always like to do. You don't have to do it, but if you are OCD and you don't want anything on your paint, I would highly recommend grabbing some masking tape and taping off around the headlight, just so we don't accidentally mess up the paint on our truck. Just finish up with the first step, which is the oxidation remover. It already looks a little bit better than the old one. Let's make it look even better. We're gonna sand it down a little bit and then we can move on to step 3. So in the kit, there are 2 of the red pads, the dark red pads, and 2 of the light gray pads. We're gonna start out by using 1 red pad on 1 headlight, and then we're gonna go to the gray pad on the same headlight. This is a little bit more rough than that. We're gonna grab some 100% pure water. So we're now finished up with the first 2 steps. It does still look pretty hazy. Let me show you where the magic happens. Here is what we just ended up with. Look at how crystal clear that is. Let me show you a little before. Very nice and hazy, scratched up, scuffed up looking. That's what we came out with. I know that's not the most wild transformation in the world. We've definitely done a lot worse headlights than this in our life, but still, it makes the front end of the truck look so much cleaner with clean headlights. If you guys want to pick some of this up, I'll have this linked down in the description box below as well. I believe it is $25 on Amazon Prime. It'll literally show up at your house the day of or the next day. You guys probably saw me blowing these off with the leaf blower before we did the last step, the 3rd step, which is the clear ceramic coating. You gotta make sure there's no water on them whatsoever, and after you coat them, you cannot get any water or condensation on them for at least 1 hour until the ceramic coating is actually fully cured. All right, boys, that is gonna be it for tonight. I'll pick this video back up bright and early tomorrow morning. See you guys then. All right, boys, that is gonna be it for tonight. We are now back at the house, back in the garage. Let me show you guys a little sneak peek of what we got coming for the Evo 8. Not for this Evo 8, but for the electric blue Evo 8. We have a ton of parts. We're stocking up parts for the build. I'm super excited. 99% sure we're gonna wrap the car. I know the electric blue is a very, very nice color, but I mentioned a new color on Instagram Live the other night. It seemed like 95% of you were pretty stoked on that color. So I think that's what we're gonna do. If you're on the IG Live, you know what I'm talking about. If not, I guess you'll just have to wait and see. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Peace out, I'll see you tomorrow.